for coming and do this homework assignment with me. And it's not really just about doing homework, it's really learning about how to communicate better, learning how maybe some things I don't pay attention to as a communicator, maybe some things she can also. Ashley, thank you for coming and doing this assignment with me. So, as I'm trying to become a better communicator and trying to get people to understand how to be better communicators, I want to kind of talk to you about how you feel I communicate and basically be honest with me. Give me your honest opinion about some of my listening habits. What are barriers to listening do you think that I can improve and why?
Okay. So, good one. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you guys. But I wanted to touch on running back what is the model of hearing, understanding,
The Harrier model.
the hearing model. So, break it back down to me.
So there's a few different components.
Okay.
And so basically we have hearing,
Mm-hmm.
understanding, remembering, interpreting, evaluating, and responding. So when we're doing H, which is hearing, we're actually receiving the sound. When we're understanding, we're making sense of what was said. When we're remembering, we're keeping the important details in mind.
Okay.
Interpreting, figuring out the meaning and emotions behind what's actually being said. Evaluating, forming our own thoughts before we actually, and opinions before we actually hear about it. And responding, showing we're listening through feedback or words or actions.
Okay. So, to use that, the hearing model, and I've never heard of that, so that's why I needed to understand. Because when I thought about your communication style, I think about it direct but thoughtful. You're very honest. You're very open. You want to be heard. You look for understanding. You look for the remembering. You also, in regards to interpret, you do care about how people interpret, like in regards to your tone, but you do evaluate the situation and you do respond. So I feel like you're like really good in all the dynamics that you listed there. For me, when I think about my own understanding, because I feel like I'm always moving, it's hard for me to interpret. Like, so I'll have to go back and really understand and evaluate. So I'm missing something. Like if you are following, like I'm missing something if you're looking at hearing, understanding, remembering. Well, with it can be thoughtful, but I don't get it. Like no, it should be directed this way. So yeah, I hope that makes sense and not long-winded.
No, it's not. It actually makes a lot of sense, and I like how you kind of like gave me a little insight about myself, but then you also gave me insight about yourself, which is actually showing one of the listening misbehaviors. And if you remember what some of the listening misbehaviors I mentioned, do you remember what some of those were?
No.
So we have pseudo listening, pretending to listen while our mind is somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Selective listening, only paying attention to parts that interest us.
Mm-hmm.
Stage hogging,
Mm-hmm.
making the conversation about ourselves
Mm-hmm.
instead of the other person.
Mm.
Defensive listening, getting upset or taking something personally that wasn't and not really knowing how to do that, or like
Interpretation,
interpretation,
yeah.
right? And then going back into um, the stage hogging, which is like making a conversation about ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
because the question was intended to see how I could be a better communicator,
Mm-hmm.
and you started with that, but then we
Deviated.
into
Me.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
those is a perfect example of some of the listening misbehaviors. Do you think that I ever show examples of listening misbehaviors? And
Yeah.
it's just total transparent and honest.
Yeah, I feel like that's just conversation wise. Like, again, we talk often, so it can always circle back. Like, it's mere reflection. Like, you only do what again, this is like non-scripted, so it's like this is what it is. It
Right.
just
That's what's
goes
supposed
in.
to be.
Yeah. So
So you think that sometimes I can derail,
yeah,
kind of like take something that's being communicated to me, but then again stay talking and make it about myself.
definitely.
Okay. Thank you for that. I love that honest feedback, and I definitely feel that that helps me try to figure out how to communicate better. So I appreciate the feedback. Um, so now I want to kind of go into some story time. Are you cool with that? All right. So I want you to tell me a story about a birthday.
Okay.
My birthday's coming up, and I'm so excited. But we all have like good and bad birthdays, so I'm interested into knowing like what's one of your best birthdays, and if you haven't had like a best birthday, what was one of the worst birthdays that like what when you think of birthday, what first comes to your mind? Is it a best birthday, worst birthday, and kind of like why? Tell me a little bit about it.
So I felt like my best birthday, when I always reflect on it, it was my ninth birthday. And when I say that, I wasn't expecting anything. Like I'm 9, so I'm not expecting to do anything. But my birthday falls around holiday. It was Easter, so we had all got dressed up. We had went to church, and then later on they threw me out like a birthday party. And I thought that was so cool because it was just family. We had a cake. I wasn't expecting anything. Again, no expectations. But I got a Powerpuff visor, and I thought it was, and I had my hair like it was very like curled, and I just thought I was the apple that fell from the sky that God just put here, and this was all about me, and it just made me feel good. I had a pretty white dress on, and I think I have a picture of it. I had a pretty white dress on, and when we came back, I had a butterfly shirt. I can remember it vividly. Now I have beautiful birthdays, but that one is always my favorite one because it was non-expectational. It wasn't something I was looking forward to, and they made it about me. So yeah, it's my birthday. That was my best one. Now I have had some good birthdays. You threw me a good one. She threw me a good one. My 33rd was definitely a beautiful celebration, and I don't have a bad birthday. Like I don't have that experience. Like I felt like out of every birthday, I've always embraced it. So whatever it is just that, and that's what it was supposed to be. So yes. If you hear any noise in the background, please ignore.
We'll cut that part out. But that's really interesting. So your ninth birthday was your favorite birthday, and it was because of the hat that
Because of the hat
was given to you. Yep. It was the sun visor. Okay, so your first birthday was when you was 9 years old.
My favorite birthday.
Your
Yes.
favorite birthday, and it was because you didn't really expect to do anything, and it didn't really sound like it was like that grand of much. But the fact that you got something that made you feel wonderful,
Yeah.
the curls in your hair, you just felt really beautiful and excited, appreciated the cake, the ice cream, being with family.
Yeah.
And actually knowing you personally and how family oriented you are, that kind of like makes a lot of sense to see like how when you're with your family, like it doesn't take a lot as long as you're surrounded by love and receiving those little small tokens of things that make you feel good. So that's good. Did I catch everything? Did I show active listening?
Active listening.
Okay,
Active
perfect.
listening.
All right, Ashley. Well, I appreciate you so much for taking the time for doing this activity with me. Is there anything that you have learned about listening?
Yes, I've learned more about my misbehaviors that now I want to do more of that active listening that you talked about, and I want to be able to apply the method. Hero. Yeah, I want to stop saying it right.
I'm having a hard time pronouncing it too, but it's I believe it's
Harrier method model. I want to be able to apply that to my everyday life because I feel like that may make sense.
Harrier, and it stands for H. Hearing, You understanding, R remembering, I interpreting, E evaluating, and R responding.
Yes.
And then we have our barriers with listening. So we have things like distractions, the noise
Yeah.
upstairs, right? Multitasking, trying to remember our cues, emotional triggers. Her niece just came down and had a whole outburst. So we're literally going through all of the barriers to listening while we're actually doing this project, and it's really exciting to actually see it in real time. Already thinking about your response instead of focusing on what the other person is saying. I think that that's definitely something that we all do. I probably showcased it in the video, like trying to remember what my script is, but then also trying to listen to what you're saying. So all of those things are definitely things that we can work on as far as our barriers to listening, and then also our listening misbehaviors, which we'll go over those one last time and we'll wrap up the video. So some of our listening misbehaviors was pseudo listening. That's pretending to listen while our mind is somewhere else. That's so common, like when you're in school or class. Or,
Daydreaming.
yeah, daydreaming is what we know it as. Selective listening, only paying attention to parts of that interest us.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have stage hogging, which is making the conversation about ourselves instead of the other person that's speaking. Defensive listening, getting upset or taking things personally that wasn't meant that way. And then insensitive listening, which is missing emotional messages and focusing on short words. So that is the assignment. I thank you so much, Ashley, for doing this with
Oh, I
me.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.